Good afternoon and welcome to the Sudoku channel. This is Oliver coming to you from the beautiful Youghal by the Sea here in Ireland over in Europe, and this is part two of a two-part on a diabolical Sudoku that came from August 2021. I think it was the 6th of August. Anyway, we did part one, and there's a link down below in the comments to part one where we used the basic Sudoku solving techniques to get as far as we could, and this is as far as we got. And now we're going to have to use more advanced techniques to get a little bit further. But first, what I like to do is just do a little bit of a cleanup. For example, we have a 4747 here, and I think that was a mistake on my part putting those fours in there when I did the transcription from one software to another one. And I'm just trying to figure out where all these pairs are. For example, there's an 8 there and there's an 8 there. There is a 9 here and here. And there's a 9 there and there. But there's 3 9s in here. So, oh, 2 1s up here. One's up here. Is that it? We have, no, we've got 3 8s, so an extra 8 in here. Oh, wait a minute, there's 2 8s here. That's a pointing pair out of this house. I shouldn't have an 8 down there. That was my mistake setting it up. Which now means that we do have 2 8s across there. 3 9s there as well. But I think we do. We have a little bit of a... Okay, this is probably not an important chain at all, but I just thought I'd point it out now anyway. It's a singles chain. If you haven't done chains, this is a nice one to get you to understand them. There are tutorials down below in the comments. Have a look at those. There is one there on chains, and also a thing on strong, weak links, which is very important in understanding chains. Also remember, you always start off with setting a value, whatever the value that you're looking at, setting that to be not valid. So in this case, we set this 9 as being not there, so it's not a 9. If there's no 9 there, then we must have a 9 here. Now if that is a 9, then all the other 9s are gone, so this is not a 9. If that's not a 9, because we only have 2 here, then this must be a 9. And then you must be able to do it the other way around, starting at this end, starting off with this not being a 9. Then must be a 9 here. If that's a 9, then all of these are not 9s, and that not being a 9 means that this is a 9. So that's a valid chain. It's a valid, simple singles chain, and you can get rid of that 9 there. Now, probably a total waste of time, but I just came across it, so I thought I'd mention it while I was here. I see we have 2 8s here as well. I thought we 2 4s, we don't. 2 6s there, 2 6s there. And we have 2 6s here as well. I wonder, is that a chain? If we're to start here, off, on, off, on, start there, and there we go. Oh, we can't. You have to start with a strong link, and that's a weak link there. From there to there is a weak link because we already have a 6 here, so forget about that. Sorry, I opened my mouth. Okay, give me a break now. I'm going to see if I can find anything else. I don't think there's any other singles chain, so there might be a pairs chain using binary cells. So what I'm going to do is, I think a Scott came up with this method of colouring in the different binary cells. A binary cell, by the way, is any cell that just has 2 possible numbers, and that is a strong link. Like if it's not a 7, then it must be a 9, or if it's not a 9, it must be a 7. That's guaranteed strong link. Okay, give me a couple of minutes and I'll be back to you. All right. Now at the end of video 1, I remember mentioning this and then I forgot all about it. It's these conjugate pairs 4747 this way and 4747 this way, and the possibility of there being a 4 7 here, or trying to work out what's going to be in this cell here, A3. Now if you go down to the comments and in the section there on tutorials, you'll find a tutorial on either impossible right rectangles or some sort of corner things. I can't remember now what it's called. I think it's called impossible rectangles or impossible squares. It means that if there is a 4 7 here, for example, if it was not a 3 and not a 9, if they were gone, and we have 4 7 4 7 4 7 4 7, we then have the possibility of there being two distinct solutions to the puzzle, and we know that that is not possible as part of the definition of the Sudoku puzzles. So in order to make sure that that can't happen, we can actually get rid of the 4 and the 7. Now, I was then looking for singles chains and pairs chains and anything at all I could find. I did find a singles chain. It was a very simple singles chain, but there was nothing to delete, so that was a total waste of time. Similarly with the 3s, I think. Yeah, there was something very, very simple with the 3s. I can't for the life of me remember now where it was. Oh yeah, sure, look, we've got 2 3s here. 2 3s at the bottom in X-Wing, but there's nothing to be deleted. There's no more 3s anywhere. And on the 7s, I got some bit of a chain as well, but again, there was nothing to delete. So by and large, I was getting nothing anywhere, no matter where I went, except when I came to the 7s. No, it wasn't the 7s. 7s we did the number 8. A lot of 8s there. And the way I started looking at it, there was no singles chains, there was no possibility of that anywhere. So I was looking at some sort of a pairs alternating inference chain. And the way I do that is I would pick at random a start and an end. For example, if this is the start and this is the end, that's no good because there's no common cell that both of them could see. But if that was the start and that was the end, and it was a valid chain, then I could get rid of this 8. Or similarly, if I started, I don't know where. Oh yeah, I was looking at this one. If I started here and ended here, I could get rid of that 8. Or if I started here and ended here, I could get rid of this 8. But I found that all the 8s over here, there was not any sort of decent interlinking between them, even through a secondary or tertiary number. And the only one that I could find that worked, and I think this might actually be the only one, is starting off down here. If you go off, on, so if there's not an 8 there, then there must be a 9. If there is a 9, and this is a weak link, then there can't be a 9 here. If there's not a 9 here, then there must be a 7. If there is a 7 here, then there can't be a 7 here. Then there must be a 7 here. Hold on a minute. Must be a 7 here. Then there can't be a 7 here. Then there is a 4. If there is a 4, then there's not a 4 here. There is an 8. Not an 8. 8. Get rid of that. Go back the other way. I just see there's a much easier way of doing it. If there's not an 8, it's a 4. If that's a 4, that's not a 4. If that's not a 4, it's a 7. If that's a 7, that's not a 7. If that's not a 7, it's a 9. If that's a 9, that's not a 9. It's an 8. So whether we start here or start here, we can get rid of this 8 here. And I'm just wondering, will that do it for us? I can see here now, actually, in this column, we only have the single 8. That is the 8 for there. And that'll get rid of that one down there and that one there. We have a 3 9, 3 9 here. So that conjugate pair here is going to get rid of that 9 here, giving us a 1, which will get rid of that one and that one and that one, giving us here a 4. That will get rid of, I don't know if this will do it, maybe it will. 4. I'm sort of keeping my fingers crossed. We have an 8 here, there's a 6 here I can come back to, because there's nothing else for that 8 to do, so I'll have to come to the 6 now. That 6 will get rid of that one and that one, and that is all. So we have a 9. Getting rid of that one and that one. Nothing over there. That's the only 9 in here, by the way. So we have the 4 here. All the 4s are gone, and we get rid of that 4 there. Now, as I was saying here, we only have the single 9 here. So we'll take that 9, and that'll get rid of that one and that one. Instead of 3 9s there, we have 2 9s up there. Okay, the 8. We'll get rid of that one. And that's that finished. So this 4 will give us something. 4, no 4 there, no 4 here. And I get rid of that one there, giving us the 7. And that'll get rid of that. and this one here. Now there's only 1 7 left in here, so that has to be the 7. And this is the only one left in here, so we'll take that one. Oh, that 7 gets rid of that one. That 1 will get rid of that one over there. And we have the 8. And we have the 6. 6 will do something, because we can't have it there, can't have it there, can't have it there. Oh, we have a 6 here sitting on its own. So we'll take that 6, getting rid of that one. That's the 1 2 conjugate pair there. We have a 9 over here. There we go. That'll give us the 3, and that'll give us the 9 over there. And getting rid of that one, give us a 3 up here. And we can't have a 3 there. We have the 9. Getting rid of that, giving us the 4. Are we nearly there? We are. Getting rid of that, giving us the 7. And we have the 4 there. And we have the 1. And we have the 6. And we have a 4 2 and a 1 2, 4 2 and a 1 2. Now 4. That 4 gets rid of that one, giving us a 2, which gives us a 4 down there. And that's the only 2 we have. Yep, that's the 2. Gets rid of that one, and that one's give us the 1. Well, in the heel of the hunt it wasn't too bad, but I can tell you finding that chain was difficult enough. I spent a long time at that, tearing my hair out. It took a lot of patience and drawing things out and tearing pages up and come back to it again. So I found it difficult enough to find it, but it was worth it in the end. If there was another chain, another way of doing it, I'd be very interested, because it wasn't an easy one. Well, for me anyway, it was very hard to put my finger on that particular chain. All right. Needless to say, if any of you have come up with a better solution, be delighted to see it. And that's it for now. So there'll be another one of these out about next Friday. If you subscribe and click the bell, you'll be told automatically when it comes out. Hope you're enjoying it, and till the next time, Slán Tamil.